Hi guys, this is Kata and this is my March book haul. And you might have noticed that the video quality is quite different, and that's because this is a camera that we have borrowed, so this will be only for this one video, unfortunately, because I'm loving this quality, but I have to say goodbye to this camera tomorrow. So yeah, anyways, I have, I think, 17 books to show you, and these are from three separate orders, so let's get started. So these next few books I ordered from awesomebooks.com, and as always they are all used, but most of them are in pretty good quality. And the first one is Angel Fall by Susan E. And I was so happy to see that it was available for a used book, because I have bought Word After, which is the sequel, I think a month ago, so I was really happy that I can finally own the first one, even though I have read the first one, but I need to reread it before reading the second one. And then I bought basically my very first classic, and I have never read a classic before, and I will start with Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. And this cover is just so gorgeous, I couldn't resist it when I saw it, and I have seen the movie version of this book, but I can't really remember, so that's all good. But I'm really nervous to start it, because I don't know if I can, handle the language or how classics were written, but I'm really excited to read this. And again, just such a gorgeous cover, and I know that a lot of people love this and recommend this classic if you want to start reading any books in the classic genre. And then I have Between the Lines by Tamara Weber, and I have already read this book last year or maybe 2 years ago, but this is a new adult, young adult, contemporary book, and I really enjoyed it. And I think I read the second book as well, but I read them as an ebook, so I could finally pick up the paperback. And this is about a girl who starts out as an actress alongside this very hot and famous young actor, and just it's about the drama and love and all that stuff. But I remember that I was rooting for the other guy in this book, and I was just so mad, and it was frustrating, but it was really good. And Tamara Weber is the author of Easy, which is one of my favorite new adult books, so yes. And the next book I have is Gabriel's Inferno by Sylvain Reynard. And fun fact is that I read this book when it wasn't even a book, but it was a Twilight fanfiction, and I can't remember the fanfiction title, but I'm going to show it here if I can find it. But I really loved this fanfiction, even though I haven't finished it. And just like with 50 Shades of Grey, the author made a trilogy about this fanfiction, but with different names and titles and all that jazz. But I'm so excited to read this, because I don't really remember the fanfiction, but I know that I loved it, so it will be interesting to see how this one changed, and hopefully I'm going to love it in this book form as well. And I really want to pick up the sequels then too, if I love this one. Then I have Rebel Heart by Maura Young, which is the sequel to Blood Red Road, which I haven't read yet, but I really want to. I'm just kinda apprehensive about it, because it doesn't have the I don't know how you say that, not the quotation marks, but when you have a dialogue. So anyways, it's just sentences without any quotes, whatever. Sorry, I can't speak English right now. I'm just so tired, but I just wanted to film a video today, and as long as I have this camera. And then I have a bind up of two books by Simone Alcaraz, and it is Leaving Paradise and Return to Paradise, and it comes in this really pretty Paradise bind up. And I think I might have started the first book, I'm not really sure, but this is a young adult contemporary, and Simone Alcaraz wrote the Perfect Chemistry trilogy, young adult contemporary trilogy, and I know that's very popular, and I have read the first and maybe the second book in that too, but I'm so excited to read this. And I know I said that for all the books, but it's true. And I don't know, I'm just in such a contemporary and new adult, young adult mood that I just really want to read all these books. And the next book I have kind of pissed me off, and just because I was the idiot, because I always check the the ISBN numbers, and I even check like how tall and how wide a book is, because especially if it's a part of a series, a trilogy, because I want my covers and my books to match. And in this case, I haven't checked the height and the width. I only checked the publisher and the cover, and it is Blood Rose by Andrea Kramer, and this is the third and final book in the Nightshade trilogy. And while I have the first two books in, you know, this kind of cover, they are that much shorter, so I'm so sad, because I just wanted this trilogy to be, you know, finished, and I just wanted to own all the books on my shelf and to be pretty. But this is so much bigger than the first two, so I'm not happy, but it's my fault, and I still haven't started this series, so I really need to. And the last book that came with this order was The Demon King by Cinda Williams Chima, and a lot of people have been raving about this book, and I'm so excited to pick it up. I know staff from At Walker really loves this book, so she convinced me that I need to read this book as well. So even though I love the hardcover cover a lot more than the paperback, this was cheap, so I picked it up, and I'm so excited to read this, because as I said, a lot of people seem to speak highly about this, so I just want to check it out if I'm going to love it or not, but hopefully I'm going to love it. I also ordered two books from the book depository, and one of them is Trust in Me by Jaylin, aka Jennifer L. Armentrout. And this is basically the 1.5 book in the Wait For You series, I'm not sure, or basically it's just the novella that is in Cam's point of view, the guy's point of view, and I cannot wait to read this, even though I can't really remember Wait For You, only that I really loved it, but I just really cannot wait to read Cam's point of view. I'm sure I'm going to love it to pieces. And then I have a book that I have been eyeing for ages, ever since I have read it, I think maybe 3 years ago. I always wanted to buy this, but first it wasn't available as a paperback, and when it was available as a paperback and not just a Kindle edition, I thought that it was a little bit too much for a paperback, because it was $14, and I'm just cheap, but I finally decided to just buy it because I just couldn't wait any longer, and I knew it wasn't gonna be any cheaper. And this is Flat Out Love by Jessica Park, and this is just such an amazing young adult contemporary book that I recommend to all of you, and I have never seen anyone talk about this on BookTube, even though it's really popular on Goodreads, I think, and I just really adore this book. So if you love contemporary, I would recommend this book to you to read. And yesterday another package from awesomebooks.com arrived, and this has got, I think, 7 books, and the first 3 books are part of a series, a long series, and it is the Princess Diaries series by Meg Cabot. You guys have no idea how much I adored this book when I was a teenager, and I just wanted to pick them up, and this is in a bind up form, so I don't have to buy all of the books, but because each book has 2 in them. This is a really beat up version of this book, so this was the only book that I was not happy with the quality, because as you can see, the second book, which has the third and the fourth one, is really great quality. First and second, third and fourth, and then the 5th and the 6th book. So I'm so happy to have these books, and I might just reread them very soon, because I just have all the feels for this book, for these books. And then I have a third book in a trilogy, and it's a new adult trilogy by S.C. Stevens, and this is Reckless, and this is the third book in the Thoughtless trilogy. And I have read the first and the second book in this trilogy, and this is the only one that I haven't read so far, but I definitely need to reread the first 2 books before I can go on with this series, but I really cannot wait. It's very intense, sometimes it pisses me off, but a lot of times I just love these, especially the first book, so much. And then, because I'm an idiot, I bought a book that I already own, but I own it in an ARC copy. And now that I have the finished copy, I kinda like the ARC version of it more, and it is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. And my main issue with this book, I mean, how it looks, is it's paper. I mean, the cover itself, it's not shiny, it's not, you know, that matte or that velvety finish, it's like paper. Like normal regular paper, and I'm not happy about that. But anyways, I'm just an idiot for owning two copies of the same book anyways. But at least I really loved Shadow and Bone, which is, you know, young adult fantasy book that everyone has been talking about, and most people loved it, even though I know some people didn't really enjoy it. But I'm one of those who gave this book 5 stars, and also the sequel 5 stars. And the last two books that I'm going to show you are part of a trilogy kind of thing, and it is Graceling by Kristen Cashore, and also Fire by Kristen Cashore. And I'm loving these covers so much, even though I love the hardcover editions as well. But I think this is another fantasy trilogy, and I have been eyeing these books for a few years as well, but I was kind of apprehensive about picking them up because I heard some not so great things about them. But I think Jane from The Witty Romantic really enjoyed these books, so that gave me, you know, the urge to just pick them up and read them as well. And these books are so huge, I mean, compared to a regular paperback. What the hell? These are so huge. I mean, when they arrived in the mail, I was like, are these even books? Because it didn't have, you know, the shape. Anyways, I'm just rambling. So yeah, Graceling and Fire by Kristen Cashore. So yes, that was my March book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to have another book haul not so soon, I think, because the books that I ordered might take like 2 weeks to arrive, so that would be more like an April book haul. But I'm so excited for those books as well. Anyways, please let me know in the comment section below if you have read any of these books and if you have loved them. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to see you guys soon. Bye bye.